In our second episode of the night after WrestleMania, we dive deep into the Monday Night Raw from 1994. We are 24 hours removed from the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania 10, coming live from the Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie, New York. The attendance? 2,500. This was the first live Raw to take place the day after WrestleMania 10. Your hosts are Vince McMahon and the Macho Man Randy Savage. Now, the first thing I noticed here was that Vince's voice was almost gone. I'm guessing it came from calling all of those outrageous and over-the-top calls during the pay-per-view the night before.
Maneuver! Unbelievable! What a devastating maneuver! What a maneuver!
Savage then goes on to say he would have been a three-time world champion had it not been for Crush. Then Vince asks Savage for Crush's whereabouts, which Savage says he's hanging around the streets of New York. The first match of the night is a non-title tag team encounter. Those two Aussie Outbackers, Luke and Butch the Bushwackers, take on Johnny Polo's favourite tag team, Jacques and Pierre the Quebecers. The Quebecers were coming off a countdown loss from the previous night to Men on a Mission. The Quebecers would win with ease. Pierre hits Butch from behind with a high knee for the win. This match was absolutely horrendous. The Bushwackers could barely move, and you could tell the crowd were tired of them before it even started. The highlight and true purpose of this match would come afterwards, however, as Captain Lou Albano would show up to challenge the champs to a match with a tag team of his choosing. The team would eventually turn out to be the Head Shrinkers weeks later. The Samoans would win the belts in early spring, and we would pretty much never hear from the Quebecers again. Although they did go on to face each other in Quebec, with Jacques defeating his former tag team partner. Or there was that very strange and out-of-place run in 1998. A vignette of IRS is shown next with the reasons why we should pay our taxes. We see Howard Finkel back to being bald. The night before, he was wearing a wig made for him by Sty Furling. Up next was the Tonka, whose 8-man tag got bumped from WrestleMania 10 card due to time restrictions. He took on Chris Hammerick in a squash match. The lone highlight in this one saw Hammerick dive between the ropes, but first, Tonka wins with a Samoan drop. The announcers were more interested in talking about Michael Jordan making $212 a week playing minor league baseball. I also felt this match further drove home the point that a lot of steam had already left Tonka from just 1 year earlier, despite the lackluster win. By the end of the summer, the Native American would turn heel and join the evil $1 Million Corporation. Maybe the breakout star of 1994 was out next, Diesel, as he took apart local jobber Ken Lucia in quick fashion. The story here was Diesel being ultra aggressive due to getting tossed from ringside during the ladder match the previous night. Diesel wins. This was the start of a monstrous run for Diesel that saw him win the Intercontinental Championship over Razor Ramon, then tag with Shawn Michaels to win the Tag Team Championships in August. This was also after he challenged Bret Hart for the WWF Championship at the King of the Ring. Diesel wasn't done yet, however, as he would close out the year by turning face, capturing the WWF World Heavyweight Championship in December. Vince now welcomes Bret Hart to the ring. Bret says he will still take on all challengers as champion and will give Yokozuna his rematch. A generic interview from Bret that makes it clear after he gets past Yokozuna, he'll give his brother a shot at the title. Main event time. Jeff Jarrett versus Koko Beware. Koko is wearing his high energy gear here. Koko ducks his head and Jarrett puts him away over DDT. A basic match here with a crappy looking finish. Koko could still work, but much less explosive due to his noticeable weight gain. Jarrett gets in Savage's face after the match, but Savage pumps his fist, causing Jarrett to back off. Koko ends up decking Jarrett, then Savage tosses Jarrett outside as the faces celebrate to end the show. You'd think they would be building towards a Savage-Jarrett match here, but that never ended up happening. Not not a ton happened on this show, and the in-ring portion was not very good at all. The only things I really enjoyed was Jacques referring to Albano as Captain Crunch and the brawl to end the show. But wait, there's more. You see, during this time, the WWF would often tape 3 weeks of Monday Night Raw in one evening. The second taping that aired on March the 28th featured such matches as Rick the Model Martel taking on Lex Luger, Owen Hart versus Mike Freeman, Doink versus Eric Cody, the 1-2-3 Kid taking on the Black Phantom, and Crush taking on Ray Hudson. So not really anything special. But the third taping, recorded on March the 21st, that occurred the night after WrestleMania 10, which aired on April the 4th. Still with me? This was the perfect episode to follow on from WrestleMania. The show started with a confrontation between Earthquake and Adam Bomb out back, before Earthquake pinned Adam Bomb with a sit-down splash. There's a promo by Lex Luger regarding being cheated out of his match by Mr. Perfect. And then Mr. Perfect conducts an interview in the ring with Gorilla Monsoon. Razor Ramon's in action and coming off his victory at WrestleMania. And finally, the match that was removed from WrestleMania due to time constraints is taking place. Jeff Jarrett, IRS, the Model, and the Head Shrinkers, taking on to Tonka, Sparky Plug, the 1-2-3 Kid, and the Smoking Guns, with IRS getting the win. The Heartbreak Hotel with Shawn Michaels made its debut and continued the feud between Shawn and Razor. And last up, former WWF champion Yokozuna is in action. Surely, could this not have been the night after Mania's Raw, considering it was taped the night after anyway? Anyway, see you in 1995.
If you're searching for a wrestling podcast that's filled with fun.
This is definitely Davey Boy Smith's finest fucking moment.
He goes, he fell on his ass. He fell on his ass.
Couple of haters.
Couple haters.
That's hated.
Wrestling nostalgia.
But I will take you back to May 26th, 1996. It was a stormy night. The wind was howling.
Latest pro wrestling news and rumours.
We've heard about the situations between WWE, Sasha Banks and Naomi.
And hilarious tangents.
Let's not tangent off. No Samoan spikes.
That's it.
Fucking tangents.
Then look no further. Join your hosts James, Stu and Johnny and subscribe to Top Turnbuckle Podcast.